Recently, we made this video about our favorite books about nuns, so we were really excited here recently when we came across a cookbook written by a nun, and it is this one, Italian Cookbook by Sister Germana.
And as you know, every month we try different recipes from a different Catholic cookbook, but we have to say that this one is quite the unusual cookbook.
It certainly is unique. We'll get into all of that later, but for now you just need to know we're trying a recipe from this one called stale bread pie.
Which does make us sound a little bit crazy, but
it sounds awful.
We'll see.
But we have high hopes for this one. We're keeping our fingers crossed, but we do have a couple of backup recipes in case the pie goes south. We are trying a fun summer recipe, frozen raspberry lemonade from the Southern Living website.
And also a recipe for homemade Thin Mints from the Glue Sticks blog.
So again, we have, hopefully
we've got
backups in case the stale bread pie is a flop.
What could go wrong?
We are starting with the stale bread pie today, and right away when we saw this cookbook, we loved the picture on the front. We thought it was really fun, and then opening it up, we were so happy to discover it is spiral bound, so it will lie flat on your counter, and that's always a huge bonus in a cookbook.
So if you go into the table of contents, you'll notice that the book is broken into different sections, some of them with some very interesting titles, such as When Your Wife Goes to the Shore or When the Housekeeper Quits.
There's also a section of recipes for when your family has the flu, and then the stale bread pie recipe comes from the section called When Your Salary Dwindles at the End of the Month.
So it's very interesting, a little bit humorous, but as we looked even closer into the book, we started to get a little perplexed.
Some of the recipes are definitely unusual, not what we were expecting. The cookbook is from 1988, and there's a recipe in here for baked calf brains, which is not a recipe we come across too often.
There are also some very unusual recipes in this book. For example, this one for rice salad, which is just this long list of ingredients, and it says chop it up and mix it together.
So I don't know how you guys out there feel, but a salad made from a hot dog chopped up and mixed with rice and pickled vegetables and everything else under the sun, that does not sound appealing to us at all, but I don't know, maybe your mileage varies.
So we had a challenging time figuring out what we wanted to try from this book. So the stale bread pie, despite its name, seemed like one of the better options.
It's either going to be really good, I think, or really awful, but if it's a good recipe, if it turns out well, it's going to help us solve the ongoing problem here of what to do with the leftover pieces of bread, at the end of the loaf or the random hot dog bun. That is a problem that we have. Usually these become French toast casserole or breadcrumbs, but if this works, it would be a nice option.
So to make it, you're going to need, I think it was 5 ounces of stale bread, Parmesan cheese, salt, American cheese or mozzarella cheese. We have American, then 2 eggs and some beef bouillon. So we started first by toasting all of our stale bread, and then layered that into the bottom of a greased pan. Then in a separate bowl, we cracked the eggs and added the Parmesan. Then we put in some salt and mixed that together. Then we poured the beef broth over the bread, and then top that with all of our slices of American cheese. And then we poured the egg mixture over that and let it cook in the oven. And this is what it looked like when it was done.
Next up, we're trying the recipe for homemade thin mint cookies. Since in June we celebrate the Nativity of John the Baptist, we were hoping for a grasshopper pie type of recipe, but this one popped up in a search for grasshopper desserts, and when we saw it, we thought, well, we've got to try this.
Yes. Thin mints from the freezer are a great summer dessert, and really all the recipe calls for is Ritz crackers and Andy's baking chips.
So it's potentially just a 2-ingredient recipe. Our grocery store didn't have Andy's baking chips, but the recipe does come with a way that you can make your own version of those with just a few ingredients, so that's what we're doing.
So to make those, you would just need regular chocolate chips, then peppermint extract and coconut oil. And then of course we have our crackers, and we're also going to be using some sprinkles for a little garnish. So we put the chips in a bowl and then added in the extract and the coconut oil and melted those down. Then we started dunking the crackers into the chocolate and covering those with sprinkles, and then we put them on a sheet to freeze.
And now for the frozen raspberry lemonade. This was another recipe that as soon as we saw it, we knew that we wanted to try it because it is a bazillion degrees outside. Currently it's almost 100 degrees and almost 100% humidity here.
So we needed something that was refreshing, so this seemed to fit the bill. And to make it, you need frozen raspberries, which we couldn't find any in the freezer section, so we bought fresh raspberries and froze them. You need lemons, you'll need either mint leaves or peppermint extract. So we first rolled the lemons to get them all juicy, and then cut them in half to squeeze them out. Then we put the sugar in the blender with the lemon juice, added in all of our raspberries and some ice and the peppermint extract and blended that up. And then we just portioned it out. It was very thick.
It's time to do some taste testing, and we're starting with the frozen raspberry lemonade. It did turn out a little bit more solid than we thought. It's more like almost like a ice cream or sorbet or something.
Very tart.
Oh dear. This is awful. Okay, so it's awful. It is super tart.
Very tart.
Maybe we should not have done the whole amount of lemon juice. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the drawing board and put some more sugar in this and see if that can help. Okay, so Kate likes it tart.
I think it's fine.
She likes it as is, but I'm a big sweet tooth person, so I put some stevia in mine. We'll see. Yeah, now it's really good and refreshing. But that's too tart for me just on its own.
I think the tartness makes it more interesting than just being another sweet type of thing. But that's me.
But maybe, you could try varying amounts of lemon juice in with it, or
You could.
maybe our raspberries weren't very sweet to start with. We didn't taste test them, we just froze them and okay. We put our cookies in the freezer and we can't wait to try them, so here goes nothing. Yeah.
They're right on.
These are right on. These delivered. Oh my goodness. They're a little bit messy, but they are so good.
Do this.
Yeah, do this. Get your bag of Andy's baking mints and your Ritz crackers.
And go to town.
10 minutes, you are done, and everyone's going to love you. Okay, so when your paycheck is dwindling, you can try stale bread pie. It smells good.
It does.
Yeah.
The recipe said it's supposed to be a starter dish, very light and airy and won't fill you up. So long as you don't eat any potatoes or starches after you have this. That will make you too full.
It is a fun cookbook to read, all the little comments like that, but we're going to dig into this delicious looking thing. Okay, it's fine. It's going to be great. Fresh out. Oh, just going to try it.
If we die, you know why.
It says to cook it for 15 to 30 minutes. So, I don't know, I think we did 20 and the cheese was starting to get really brown. don't know.
Oh gosh.
Okay. It's pretty good.
It's okay.
I mean,
Very swamped by the American cheese flavor. But
oh, it just doesn't look very appealing, but
it don't look right, but it tastes fine.
I think I would like it better with mozzarella cheese. It's hard to describe. Maybe we should have cooked it
Mushy
longer.
bread with cheese on it.
Yeah, the bread is a little mushy. Maybe we should put it back in the oven for a while. I don't know.
I don't know what's gonna help. You could probably swing it as a breakfast food.
The bread is very gelatinous, but maybe that. Maybe we use 3 different types of bread. Maybe we should try. I'm going to try it from the sourdough end.
Made worse.
We've made worse. That's
You say
definitely
that.
edible.
Definitely edible. Would we make again? That's debatable.
I don't know if I would serve this to a.
I'm not serving this to any of my guests.
The sourdough at least isn't a gelatinous, like you're eating a jellyfish, a bread jellyfish. I hope our paycheck beefs up. I think we had a clear winner in the kitchen today, and it was not you, frozen raspberry lemonade.
Not that one.
Not
really.
this one either. Sorry, Sister Germana, not you either. It was clearly, this one.
Obviously.
The thin mints, the homemade, so good. Yeah, okay. You're gonna be the star of the potluck when you bring a plate full of these, definitely.
Absolutely.
So, golly, wasn't it such a great day in the kitchen? I don't know, this recipe, it was like eating a cheesy jellyfish. That's all I can, it was good, but not great.
Yeah. You might have done better with less broth, maybe more egg, which would cook up.
Right, maybe
Different cheese.
different bread, a different recipe. There you go.
Basically, maybe not this one.
Okay, but this book is definitely unique and interesting. All right, so there you go.
Yeah, let us know if we should try one of the weird recipes.
Right, if you want us to make that rice recipe
Weird
with
salad.
everything with plus the kitchen sink in it, we could give that a try.
That'd be fun.
So we have not had a day like this in the kitchen in a while where things were just really wonky, but if you are interested in seeing any of our other cooking videos, you can check out some of these and we will have them linked below for you. We hope you enjoyed the video today and we hope you're keeping cool out there. We'll see you next time. Bye.